tap into the I am. To the I am. You know, to the you. I was probably the last one to hop on the God bandwagon because, you know, I'm one of the first ones to feel like it's blasphemy. And growing up with traditional thoughts and reading like the Bible, the Torah, Quran, different stuff like that. But then we start studying the etymology of words and where they come from and what they mean. And the Most High has no name. The Most High has no color, has no gender. Like, we add all this stuff up in our minds and stuff, in our brains. We make all this stuff up. Like, so we miss the real connection. And the real connection is being connected to the source. The source of all things, not a name that someone made up, not an image someone painted, not a certain being someone pushed upon you through slavery. Because if you was born somewhere, way somewhere else where mankind haven't even been yet or touched yet, what would be your name for a God? For y'all that don't understand why you would see a man call themselves God. And sometimes every person that does call themselves a God doesn't understand what God is or what God was. So, like, I'm gonna jump into it kind of quick. So, like, God is Greek. The etymology of that word is Greek. Or maybe a Germanic word, which comes from Greek, Latin, French, and German. You know, all Latin. It's a dead language. And the Germanic, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. But the God was the messenger. It wasn't no messenger, or the name messenger the name messenger wasn't used quite yet. So the God, man and woman, which together is the one, the 50-50, you know, the left leg, the right leg, the half of the body, the one, boom. So are the particular people that received the message, and which I'm gonna say divine, which is another Greek word, that receives, or Old Latin, that received the message. Not everybody received the message. Yeah, so a pharaoh really wasn't a god. A king really isn't a god. Or should I say isn't. A king wouldn't be a god. A pharaoh wouldn't be a god. It's like levels to this shit. A messenger is what a god was, the one that received the message from the Most High, the source, the creator, to give to the people. Not all people received the message. Not all people had the remedy to tap in. The energy, the divine intellect to tap in, to receive the message. So the message was ping pong to the god, to the goddesses, to be able to translate to the people, or the people wouldn't be able to get the message. And that's where the God is, and the God come from, and the goddess come from. They're not quite the queens, not quite the kings, because a king can be like made to be. A queen could be made to be. Somewhere down their lineage, these people could have been peasants or any of that. Could have got their kingdomship through war, passed down, could have been quote unquote lords, and got their royalty through marriage and something like that, to where they can be dumb as hell, cowards, someone low frequency that can't receive a message. You feel what I mean? That needs the blueprint, that needs the books, that's have to get on some barbaric shit to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's where the tomb raiding and all that come in, the raiding of the land, and the stealing of the information, and trying to figure out the information, because a king is not a god. And then, so when a person, that's why they have God in the Bible, like saying we are gods. So when a person do call you a god or something of that nature, they're not even talking about the creator or the source of all things, the higher power of all things, because that they don't even have a sound. The source don't even have a name. Don't even have a particular look. Don't have to have sex to create. Doesn't put on the pants one leg at a time. Doesn't create something in a matter of 6 days or something and rest because they tired and need sleep. The true source don't have that same kind of stuff going on that we have. But us being a part of the source, connected into the source on a higher level, and that's love and intellect, we become the gods that our ancestors was already were. So we tapping into that information and we giving it to the people. We dumbed ourselves down through them dumbing us down to just become a messenger. Or don't even want to call ourselves messengers, don't want to call ourselves gods, don't want to call ourselves goddesses, because we've been told that's blasphemy. We don't say that. Words have power. So what we do say for ourselves, what we do call ourselves, is what energizes us, whether it's high or low, whether it drains you or uplifts you. But everybody doesn't have that connection. Everybody isn't in tune. Some people are just kings. Some people are just queens until they get enlightened, until that veil is uplifted. But this take knowledge and searching and researching and knowing, even knowing like how to deliver it in a manner where people don't even get offended to know what you're saying, because I've studied Christianity, Islam, Sufism, Judaism, spiritualism. Like, I've been on my journey, and everything leads back to the same thing, full circle, different names. But a lot of people are zombies and not putting in the footwork to receive the message of the Most High. To connect with the Most High is in the mind. The mind must connect for the body to move. The highest part of your brain is right up in here, under the dome, between the temples. You know what I mean? Just like I'm under this pine tree, giving a message, connected. You feel what I mean? To the pineal, the pineal gland, known as the third eye. Like everything means something, and it might not mean what you think it is, but for sure, I'm not speaking blasphemy or any of that. But so like when we tap into ourselves and tap into the higher power, the higher creation through the mind, that's when everything changes. The information downloaded we have already coded in our genetics and our DNA. The divine information, for lack of better words, we get, we receive it, and we research, and it be what it is. That's when we lack the fear and we become courageous. And the more we on that, the higher we get it. When we know about the I am is connected to the higher source. You know what I mean? So like when you call yourself I am, you're not on no low frequency shit. You know what I mean? You're not on no low frequency bullshit calling yourself I am. The I am is connected to the higher source, which nothing can penetrate you once you become connected to the I am, to the source. Therefore, you know this too shall pass, whatever you're going through. You know you will catch yourself because you having this human experience, so you will feel, the soul will feel what the body feel, like the anxiety, the stress, the worry. Once you realize that come up under fear, this too will pass, and you are connected to the I am, and nothing can penetrate you when you connected to the I am, because that's the source of all things. You have no fear, and you know this too shall pass, and you know this is the Lord self, which is known as evil, the devil, the whisperer. You know that's what that is, and you'll be able to protect yourself by knowing everything that you ever been through have passed. You've overcame every situation that's ever been pushed in your direction, and so have your ancestors, or you wouldn't made it to the point that you are now. Slaves, some slaves gave up, didn't make it. Some people gave up on running, gave up on fighting, where their lineage just stopped right there. And some people ran, fought, did what they had to do. You know what I mean? Fathers had to learn how to deliver the baby. Mothers, maybe